Hello, students.
In class 8, you have studied about metals and nonmetals, synthetic and natural materials, acids and bases, etc. Do you know all of them are examples of matter? The water we drink, the food we eat, the air we breathe, clothes, and various things that we use in our daily life are made up of matter. The perception of meaning of matter by scientists is different from ours. Let us know more about the concept of matter scientifically. What do you mean by the term matter? Anything that has mass and occupies some space and that can be perceived by our senses is considered as matter. Dear students, what about the air around us? Even though you cannot see air, it is also an example of matter. All the things around us that exist in a variety of shapes, sizes, and textures are matter. Can you consider feelings such as anger and happiness as matter? Can you consider time as matter? Your obvious answer is no, because they do not have mass and do not occupy any space. All the matter in our surroundings can exist either in the form of solids, liquids, or gases.
Matter is made of particles. It exists in three states, namely solid, liquid, and gas. The different states of matter are due to the different arrangement of particles of matter. In solid state, the particles of matter are very close to each other. So, the particles hold each other very tightly. That is, there is a strong force of attraction between them. As a result, solids have a definite shape and volume. In liquid state, the particles are packed closely together, but they are much farther apart than the particles in solids. And so, the force of attraction is weaker than it is in solids. Therefore, liquids have a definite volume, but they do not have a definite shape. They take up the shape of the container in which they are kept. In gases, the particles of matter are very far away from each other, and so the force of attraction between them is very weak. Thus, gases have neither a definite shape nor volume. They can fill the entire space or volume of a container, irrespective of the container size.
Dear students, a piece of stone and a sample of milk or petrol is given to you. How do you identify their physical state? What is the basis of their classification? Do you know, children, the arrangement of particles decides the physical state of matter, whether it is a solid or a liquid or a gas. Let us discuss the properties of solids. In case of solids, the particles are closely, regularly, and tightly packed. The particles in solids cannot move around much, but these particles only vibrate in fixed positions. The interparticle space is minimum as the force of attraction between the particles is maximum. Because of these reasons, solids have a certain size, shape, and volume. Let us further discuss the characteristics of liquids in comparison with solids. Liquids have a definite volume but no definite shape. In this state, the constituent particles are not close together like in case of solids. In liquids, the particles are arranged loosely. These particles are not fixed in their positions. They move constantly throughout the liquid in random directions. The force of attraction between the particles of liquid is relatively low. Due to this reason, liquids have fixed volume but no fixed shape. Let us continue further to discuss the properties of gases in comparison with solids and liquids. Do gases have definite shape and volume? Gases have neither definite shape nor volume. The particles in gases are arranged very loosely in comparison with solids and liquids. The gap between the particles is very large. They move constantly with high speed in random directions. While moving, they collide with each other and also with the walls of the container in which they are filled. The force of attraction between the particles is negligible. Among solids, liquids, and gases which are considered as fluids, liquids and gases are together called fluids as they can flow from one place to another place. Solids are not considered as fluids as they cannot flow. I hope you understood the concepts.
Activity 1. Collect some solids like wood, stone, iron, tin and rubber. Observe their shape. Now keep them at different places. Do you find any change in their shape at different places? This shows that all solids have a definite shape. Activity 2. Take some water in a bottle. Observe the shape of water. Look, the shape of water is like that of the bottle. Pour this water into a glass. Again, observe the shape of water. Now, water has taken the shape of glass. This shows that liquids do not have a definite shape. They occupy the shape of the container. Activity 3. Like liquids, gases also do not have a definite shape. They take the shape of the place in which they are present. For example, air in a bottle takes the shape of the bottle. If you fill air into a cycle tube, it takes the shape of cycle tube. Or if you fill air into a balloon, it takes the shape of a balloon. Activity 4. Let us perform another activity to know that gases flow faster than liquids. Take two balloons of equal sizes. Blow air into one of the balloons and tie its neck. Fill water in the second balloon and tie its neck. See that both the balloons are of same size. Now, loosen their necks at the same time. Air and water moves out of the balloons. Note which balloon becomes empty first. You will see that the balloon filled with air gets empty first. This is because air rushes out of the balloon faster than water. Thus, all gases flow faster than liquids. Activity 5. Let us perform one more activity to find the difference between gases and liquids. Burn an incense stick or agarbatti in one corner of a room. You can smell the smoke coming out. Now go to the other corner. You can smell the agarbatti here also. This is because the smoke or gases flow and can expand to fill the space available. Activity 6. Take 2 glasses of different sizes, one big and other small. Fill the small glass full with water. Now pour this water into a bigger glass. Does the water fill the bigger glass completely? This shows that liquids do not expand. A given quantity of liquid always takes up the same amount of space.
Let us discuss an activity to understand the concept of compressibility. Take a syringe and draw its piston. Now place finger on the nozzle and press the piston. Observe the depth of the piston moved into the syringe and note down the height of the air column. Do we feel it is hard to press the piston after a certain point? Yes. Now fill water in the syringe and repeat the same experiment. Note the height of water column when you feel hard to press the piston. What did you notice in both the cases? The height of water column is more than the height of the air column. Now take a piece of wood and try to compress with your hand. Can you compress it? No. What can we conclude from this activity? We can conclude that gases are more compressible than liquids and solids. Due to negligible force of attraction and large intermolecular distance, gases are highly compressible. Compressibility defined as a decrease in volume of the matter, maybe gas or liquid or solid, by increasing the pressure at a constant temperature. Example, in LPG cylinders and CNG cylinders, a large volume of gas is compressed into cylinders of small volume. Dear students, let us discuss an activity to understand next concept. Consider some incense sticks that are lighted in one corner of a room. Do you feel its fragrance in all the corners of the room? Your obvious answer is yes. What could be the reason for this? When you light the incense stick, the scent in the vapor form and smoke mix with air and move across the room and reaches your nose. The movement of air, vapor of scent and smoke is known as diffusion. This activity proves that gases can diffuse. How can we define diffusion? Diffusion, a process of random motion of molecules by which there is a net flow of matter from a region of high concentration to a region of low concentration.
Oh.
Now, let us discuss another activity to observe the diffusion of solids in liquids. Take a beaker and fill it with water. Add some crystals of potassium permanganate KMnO4 to the beaker. What do we observe on adding the crystals? We observe that the color of the water in the beaker turns purple gradually. This is due to diffusion of molecules of potassium permanganate, that is KMnO4, into the intermolecular space in the water. This activity proves that solids can diffuse in liquids. Repeat the same activity with copper sulfate crystals in water. Take a beaker and fill it with water. Add some crystals of copper sulfate to the beaker. What do we observe on adding these crystals? When copper sulfate crystals are added to water, the solution turns blue due to diffusion. Let us know another example for diffusion. Bromine is a brownish colored gas. It will diffuse faster in vacuum than in air. What is the reason behind this? Diffusion of bromine into vacuum is faster as there are no particles in vacuum to obstruct the flow of bromine, whereas diffusion of bromine into air is slower as there are some particles in air to obstruct the flow of bromine. Diffusion occurs in gases, liquids and solids. The rate of diffusion is highest in gases and lowest in solids. Why is the rate of diffusion highest in gases? The rate of diffusion is highest in gases because the particles in gases move very rapidly due to negligible intermolecular force of attraction. Let us observe the diffusion of two gases by conducting an activity. Take a 1 meter long narrow glass tube. Soak cotton plug into an ammonium solution and fix on one end of the tube. Soak the other cotton plug in concentrated hydrochloric acid and fix on the other end of the tube. Close both the ends of the tube with the rubber cork. What do you observe? Yes, a white ring is formed in the tube near hydrogen chloride. In the test tube, the two gases will diffuse towards each other.
When they react with each other, a white ring of ammonium chloride is formed. Chemical equation for the above reaction is NH3, that is ammonia, plus HCl, hydrochloric acid, gives rise to NH4Cl, ammonium chloride. Why is the white ring formed near hydrogen chloride? Cotton plug. What is the conclusion drawn from this? Ammonia being lighter in weight, actually molecular weight of ammonia is 17 units, diffuses at a greater speed than HCl gas. Here HCl has molecular weight of 36.5 units. Hence, we conclude that lighter gases diffuses faster than heavier gases. This is known as Graham's law of diffusion. Let us discuss some applications of diffusion in daily life. During respiration, oxygen diffuses from lungs into blood and carbon dioxide diffuses from blood into lungs. When perfume, that is scent, incense stick, room spray, fragrance spray, etc. are sprayed at one part of the room, it spreads throughout the whole room due to diffusion. After a few seconds of opening a soda bottle, soda goes flat. This is because the carbon dioxide concentration is higher in the bottle than the outside environment, and hence carbon dioxide diffuses from its higher concentration to its lower concentration. Gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide diffuses and dissolve in water and support the survival of aquatic animals and plants. When we put a tea bag into a cup of water, it automatically mixes in the whole cup of tea, and it happens due to diffusion. Let us summarize the properties of solids, liquids and gases. For better understanding, have a look at the chart which is shown in this slide. Thank you.